Hello, my name is Jacob Harper, and you're listening to Talking Terror. Today's guest is Cameron Miller, voice actor for Montgomery Gator and Five Nights At Freddy Security Breach, and also is working on some other stuff. I did a little research, so we're gonna get into it. How are you doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Nice.
Minus the card thing, but
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Well, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
no
Um,
problem.
I love the game Security Breach. It's great. I think it's pretty fun. And I love the franchise in general. So how has it been for you being kind of a part of this franchise and like the latest installment?
That's pretty cool, and I was anticipating it coming out December 17th. So yeah, I mean it's neat. I didn't know how many fans it had, or how it's an independent game. I'm correct. So it
Oh
just for an
yeah,
independent game for it to have such a following was I didn't anticipate that.
yeah. The franchise kind of garnered kind of a fan base throughout the years, so it's definitely interesting seeing like a new installment on such a big scale, like on like console release, because of course it started off as just a small computer game. So that's really interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
I know when
so
I oh, sorry.
oh no, you go ahead.
When I first got it, they did sit me down, and I don't know if I should even be sharing this, but he said that there is a big fan base, but don't be surprised if you get some hate mail. And I said, okay, all right. He said
Yeah.
it might happen, but
Well,
it
I
hasn't
mean,
happened yet. So
I've seen lots of love for this game. So I mean, lots of like critiques, but like, well, lots of like good
yeah,
warming fans for this game. So I'm happy to have you on the show
oh
here.
yeah.
So you do you have kind of a career in voice acting. Like you said, you voiced Montgomery Gator in Security Breach.
Mhm.
Um, well, what other roles have you had in like the voice acting field? Curious.
Not many actually. When I was younger, just commercials, Coca-Cola stuff like that. But
Hmm.
as far as a character, this is it.
Oh
You
wow.
know, I've done other things, but I don't think anyone would ever. I mean, those are extremely independent. I don't think anyone would ever heard of it or even seen it. I create my own stuff too,
Yeah.
but nothing this the biggest as far as a character.
Awesome.
I did
Awesome.
a friend of mine that works for Adult Swim did he has a Batman series that I did a voice for. What was it? It's something I can't even describe it. It's animated Batman from old Batman cartoons, but he changed all the voices to write a whole different plot to each episode. Just kind of interesting.
Oh,
If that makes sense. So I'm trying to figure out where you can see that. I know he has a channel somewhere, but I guess that's the last thing I did.
no, I mean that sounds really interesting. I'm a big Batman fan, so I'd love to watch that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
who'd
played a
you
part of I was a little girl, which
oh
is
really?
which is surprising. With my, I said, "Are you sure?" My voice is a little deep. He's like, "Yeah, that's what I want." I said, "Okay."
Oh, that's
That's
funny.
if you guys can find it, it's out there somewhere.
Nice. Um, so like on voice acting for Security Breach, how did you well first of all, how did you land the role? Like what was the if you could share kind of the process?
Well, this is a bit, I guess, unorthodox as far as auditions and stuff go. I was touring. I was doing, a comedy show pre-COVID, but COVID happened and we couldn't anymore. And
Hmm.
um, my boss, the director of the show, we ate lunch one day and I was talking to her. And I've always been, wanting to get back into voice acting or just doing anything in video games. And her husband is actually one of the big wigs for Fridays at Freddy's. And, I know him. So I called one day and said, I was looking for just a regular job for the studio, but he said that we have a part might be good for. And I think they already had someone else in mind, but I like had to audition that night because I
Oh
mean they were
wow.
done with like the casting, and I couldn't get any of my electronics to work, none of my microphones, so I had a little lapel mic, and I just talked in that, and it, took forever, and I emailed it, and I mean, it was a long shot, you know.
Wow. What was the audition like? Like what kind of material did you have to go off of for that?
They sent me, you know, a script, and I got to see some footage before the game came out, so I can kind of get a feel for the character, and I just sat and recorded it, and yeah, I probably shouldn't admit this either, but you know, I had to get a little loose, so you know, I had to get a little 6-pack, you know, and that helped a lot to get over the nerves. The one thing that is hard for me is that, you know, people always take their own voice when I'm auditioning for it. I really don't have much to go on, so hence the 6-pack was to kind of loosen up and get out of my head a little bit. You
No,
know, and I
yeah.
have no one to send it to be like, hey, does this sound good to you, or how does this sound? You know, just had no one to get feedback from, so it's kind of just in the dark.
You guys had to shoot it in the dark, huh?
Yeah, it's just in the dark and see what happens.
No, I mean, hey, you landed it. So that's
Yeah,
cool.
so,
No,
yeah,
yeah.
wasn't expecting it, but it was good.
Yeah, well, that's cool. You want to share any of your audition lines you had to rehearse for?
Well, it was I mean, all the audition lines are actually the lines that are in the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is the
Huh,
exact same line.
cool. So like, what did you do to kind of like prepare to like? I know like the Montgomery has sort of an accent. How did you do to kind of like lean into that character and that sort of dialect?
I'm gonna butcher this name. What's his name? Yandu? Does that make sense? From Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yondu.
Yandu,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Michael
That's
Rooker.
your coworker?
No,
Is
no,
Yandu?
the actor's name, Michael Rooker.
Oh, okay. I thought you said my coworker.
Oh no,
I
I wish.
was like, oh, that's cool. You cool. Your coworker is Yandu. But yeah, they that was the inspiration for, that's what they wanted anyway. And so I just tried to watch clips, but you know, I haven't, you probably can't tell now, but they made me get rid of it. But I kind of have a Southern North Carolina accent. That's where I'm from. So I just try to lean into my Southern drawl, make it a little bit more, I guess, obvious. Just,
Nice,
but
nice.
then, you know, they put that metallic animatronic filter over the voice anyway. So
No,
kind of,
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Um, okay. So one thing I thought would be interesting is what's one nice thing about the character? Because the character does serve an antagonistic role, but what's
he does.
what's what's one nice thing you could say about Mr. Montgomery Gator?
Confidence. The Gator has got confidence. You know,
Confidence.
he's a go-getter, doesn't take no for an answer. You know, and he's persistent. He's really persistent, you know. So I think if he wasn't evil, he should have been like a politician or something, you know.
I'll give him that. He does have a very confident kind
Yeah.
of demeanor, and
I mean, he doesn't wear a shirt, you know,
that takes confidence.
or or yeah, or maybe it's a vest. I can't remember. Is it no shirt, or does he wear a vest?
Not
I think he has a
sure.
vest. You know, and no shoes.
No,
You
yeah,
know,
he's got like
that's kind of,
confident just
yeah,
demeanor. Doesn't care about
like
anything.
he's running around at the beach, you know, in that
Yeah,
complex.
that's funny. Like so for like on the kind of the topic of like kind of his whole stance and everything. Did you have to do like any kind of like physical movement getting into the role when I'm doing the voice lines? Because he's very like
Oh,
strong, active kind of character.
mhm. Well, yeah, I had to. I know when I got there, she asked me to sit down, you know, and to record, which I thought was odd for this character. I feel like you need to, you know, stand up for it, you know, really hit it from the diaphragm. But once you start getting into it, yeah, just the movements, the running, and I would bend down a lot and then slowly stand up. I mean, because I mean, they really made me do some growling and in depth type stuff. So just trying to really just push it out. And, you know, this is just lot of sweat. I probably lost about 5 pounds that day.
Wow,
There's a lot of,
that's cool.
well, I'm lying on that part. That was exaggeration, but yeah.
So like, I'll understand if you can't answer this, but this is kind of a like kind of a question on like the development of like the game and the character. A lot of people think say that like some of the like content of the game was changed before it was released. Did you
Mhm.
have like any sort of lines or sequences with Montgomery Gator that were cut from the final game that you want to share?
Well,
Anything?
it's weird because I keep hearing that my character has only 2 lines, and then from other people I hear that all the lines are there, so I don't really know which. I know when it first came out, only thing that he said was "Hey, little guy," and it had a bunch of other lines, and then I heard another one, so I don't know
Interesting.
which is true because I don't have a PlayStation. I'm waiting for it to come out on Xbox,
Oh yeah.
but I was hoping it would be on both platforms.
No,
But
you think it would? I never noticed that. I never noticed it's on Xbox.
yeah, but I
Weird.
think all the voice lines are there. I know people have made like little things on YouTube with all the voice lines, so they must have got them somewhere. I'm gonna
Oh
assume. So
yeah. Because I remember like there being like some voice line there, but hey, it's like it's one of those things where it's like lost content
yeah,
throughout like media and stuff where it's like you never really know for sure what was cut and
yeah,
what's really deep in there. That's interesting. That's interesting.
yeah. They might have fixed it in one of their patches. 'Cause I know it's very glitchy at the beginning.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
I
know
saw they
yeah,
yeah, there was a patch list that was released like 2 weeks ago. It was like a mile long of just
mhm,
everything that they had to patch, and I was like, at least you patched it.
yeah. So
Like,
and ever since
yeah.
then, all my voice lines seem to have appeared. So hoping that was
Oh, yeah, and the reason I asked is because like there was like some stuff from the trailers that was cut from the game, and I heard rumor that the game was released like super early,
mhm.
and they kind of rushed it last minute to get it out, and they cut a bunch of stuff, and I was like, oh, that's really I've just heard that rumor, and I was I wonder if like there was any sort of specific parts that were cut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um. So, like one more thing on the topic of the game, and I don't know how far I'm going to get with this question. Do you think there'll be a sequel? Do you think Montgomery Gator will return at all?
You know what? I hope so. But
You hope so.
I mean, I think there will be, especially since they changed the format to a more open world game. I think that's something to play with.
No.
Uh, especially since they did this game and with all the bugs and glitches at first. I think they would want to try a second one, knowing what they know now, to roll it out a little bit better.
No.
And why not? As a fan base, why stop?
Oh yeah. No. I like I'd play it. Like there's
Yeah,
like
I mean,
guaranteed audience there.
how many Call of Duties do we have and GTA's? You know,
Yeah.
if they can crank out those, then at least Five Nights at Freddy's, tries to switch it up every now and then instead of rolling out the
Yeah.
same game.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm fingers crossed
Mhm.
for a sequel of the Return of Montgomery Gator. So, like, aside from voice acting, I saw you also have sort of you're a comedian as well, correct?
Mhm. Yeah.
So, tell me about that. Like, what sort of like do you do like stand up?
I mean, I'll pretty much do whatever anyone hires me to do. But yeah, I stand up. I co-produce a show here in Chicago called "They Love Below" underneath a craft beer place,
Oh,
which is
nice.
pretty cool. So I do that with a couple of buddies of mine. Like I said before COVID, when you can go places and do stuff, it was a lot easier. So that's kind of been on a standstill. We just opened it back up, but we're slowly starting to get back out now that they lifted the mandate here in the city.
Yeah. So what usually happens on that show? Because I saw it on Instagram. And I was like made a note to ask about
Mhm.
that. So what kind of what's the show about?
I mean, it's I won't say. I guess it's kind of undergroundy. I'm not really sure at this point, but we just get a bunch of local comedians or comedians that come through the city. They'll, we'll book them for the show, and maybe me or one of the producers will get up and we'll do some time ourselves. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's a very intimate setting. We've been doing it for almost 6-7 years now.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I mean, it's cool. People seem to like it, and it's the first and third Thursday of every month. I have to plug that up at Promiscuous.
Nice. Yeah, for sure. So like you also do a lot of writing. So what sort of stuff do you write? Do you also like write comedy?
I write obviously my stand-up. I'm co-writing and producing a feature right now, and hopefully we can cross our fingers and something works out with that. Nice. Yeah, I mean, just pretty much anything. I write my own shorts. I have another project I'm co-writing with a buddy of mine. I have a premise for something I want to write. If I could, can I share that with you?
Yeah, sure. No, yeah, share away. I mean, I want you to talk this whole time.
This is my baby. It's I don't know if I want to be a horror movie since it's a horror topic. I love zombies. Zombies is my favorite thing on earth. So this is the kind of zombie movie. I'm almost afraid to tell you because I don't want anyone to steal my idea. But I'm going to say it anyway. And I'm allowed to. I want to write a zombie movie where only straight people turn into zombies because like gay folks have like some imaginary gene that blocks it. And I want to be a comedy, and I can say that I'm a queer dude. So and I want to be just a comedy, and like we can joke around about some politician still alive that's always against it and stuff like that, and people that are bisexuals are the zombies that run fast. I'm trying to put that in there, but
that would certainly be like I'd watch it.
Yeah.
No, I love I love zombies, and like out of all like there's a lot of horror comedies, but I think what crosses over with comedy the most in the horror genre is zombies.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead, and like one of my all-time favorite movies, not just horror movies or comedies, but just movies in general, is Zombieland.
Love Zombieland.
Yeah, I love that movie. Ever since I was young, I've always loved that movie. So no, yeah, I'd definitely watch it.
What'd you think about part 2? Just out of curiosity, Zombieland.
It was okay. It was good. Like I feel like it's unfair for me to say because I hold the original to such a high standard.
Well, see, I did too, and the second one, it just seemed like a cash grab.
Yeah, I mean, like it was cool bringing back the original cast. Like at least there was some heart in it. You got the original guys back, which was good. So I enjoyed it for that, but I mean, it was okay. Like,
I mean, I agree.
I just hold the original to such a godly standard because that's the one I've been watching. So I was like 11. So like, I don't know, but the second one was I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay.
I mean, I'm a big horror fan in general. I write my own like horror myself. So no, it's interesting to hear. I love that. I'd watch it.
I hope I didn't piss anybody off. It was supposed to be. It's a comedy.
No, yeah, of course. No, yeah, I think that sounds funny. So like, tell me more about that that other feature you're in if you want to share that, of course.
Yeah, it's I'm trying to see how much I'm allowed to share here because I know
No, yeah, like, of course. I don't want to expose anything.
I mean, I can give a synopsis. I know my partner, she's the main writer. She's actually someone that I used to work with. We did shows together. We toured together, and she's super brilliant. Her name is Sherry-Ann Culberson in Chicago, and it's a sci-fi fantasy movie, so to speak, and it's called Black Joy, and it's basically about having ultimate power or something like that. She's in her mid-30s, whatnot, and she's an artist. She makes statues, and one of the statues comes to life, and it turns out to be like a goddess or something, and all this other stuff happens. So, and that's kind of funny in its own right. Sharon's an amazing comedian, script, hella funny. and the focus is more on like I was watching some movie. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's an old movie called the Wiz, and in the Wiz, it's like it's the black version of the Wizard of Oz, and they had these entities, or like I don't know what you would call them, but there's I don't know if you call them goddesses or I don't know what you would call them, angels or whatever, but they would do this dance or whatnot, and they would just go. Well, basically, I'm trying to describe it. It's like let me relate this to horror movies, like Jason or Michael Myers from the Halloween movie. Have you ever wondered what they do like on their day off?
Yeah.
So this is kind of what this is like, a goddess, because when they show like goddesses or genies, they're always anchored. But I've always wondered what they do when no one else is around. Do they chain smoke? Do they play video games? Does Mike Myers kick back with some bush lights? So I want to kind of show that type of side of entities, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah, sounds funny.
It's kind of about. I don't know if I did that any justice, but it's just one of those things. Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, what's up?
Do you think Jason and Mike Myers would get along?
I mean, I don't see why not. They both don't talk. So there wouldn't be really any conflict.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think they'd fight over who to kill first.
Yeah. They'd probably be like rivals, try to tally up points.
Yeah.
I think they would have a mutual respect.
Yeah. They'd be like kind of rivaling each other like on their kills.
Yeah. Like I can see Jason on his day off watching the news and seeing Mike Myers had murdered like 10 people, and he's like, go get him, man. That's nice.
Oh yeah. He's like, I'll beat you next time.
Yeah. He's like, honey, Mike's working again.
Yeah. Now Freddy Krueger, on the other hand, I think Freddy Krueger would be horrible to work with.
Yeah,
he's always a shit talker.
He's a shit talker, and yeah.
Have you seen Freddy versus Jason?
I have seen Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, Freddy's a shit talker. Whole movie.
I'm trying to remember this. Is that the one at the end where Freddy's claw comes out of the ground and grabs his mask and brings down to the dirt or something like that?
That was Jason Goes to Hell. That was to set up Freddy versus Jason. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
No, but yeah, like I think that'd be interesting, seeing like what like godly entities do on like their day off.
You should write one about what horror people do on their day off.
I did write one of my first articles I ever wrote. It was a hypothetical on what would happen if Freddy Krueger and the monster from It ever fought, and who would win. And I said It would probably win, but it'd be tough for them to ever like counter each other.
Well, It would probably win because Freddy does his work in dreams, right?
Yeah.
I don't think It really dreams. I don't think it sleeps.
Well, It hibernates. Like in the book and in the movie, it says it hibernates.
Oh.
But it hibernates for 20 years.
Oh.
27. So if Freddy were to go into, if it had a dream, it would be in there for 27 years. I don't. Now that I'm thinking about it, I doubt Freddy would want to spend 27 years inside of Its mind.
Yeah,
he would probably be very annoyed.
Yeah, that'd be. That's a good one. Let's think about that.
Yeah, because they're both like very cosmic, powerful entities that prey on like fear in some way. So I always thought that was a neat hypothetical. That was one of the first things I wrote that I published. Was
they might even team up against old Jason and Mike Myers then.
Maybe. That'd be interesting. Well, what's so you seem to know a lot about horror. What's your favorite horror film?
Like I said, horror's such a broad. I don't know if it counts, but I love my zombies. I love the Day of the Dead was there in the mall was a really, really, really good one.
That would certainly count.
Or was that Dawn of the Dead? I can't remember. Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead.
I think it was Dawn of the Dead that was in the mall. They did so many of those movies.
Mm-hmm. And I love something or movies that actually, made me feel a certain way. Like like a little creeped out or whatnot was I love Hereditary. I don't know if that counts as a horror movie.
Oh, it definitely. I would agree that it does. It's pretty terrifying.
It was. I mean, I would have to say that's my favorite. Then the first Conjuring, the first two were good, but Hereditary, it came out of nowhere. Like it
Oh yeah.
really.
My whole thing was I actually didn't like Hereditary the first time I saw it. I saw it in the theaters, and I didn't like it. I couldn't understand what was happening. I didn't know any of the context about the demon or any of that. And I was like, well, I have to research to understand this movie. That's dumb. And we watched it when I got to college with some of my friends. And I started like getting more into it. And I was like, wow, that's actually really terrifying and really well written. And I showed it with my girlfriend for the first time back in October, and it scared the shit out of both of us. So like it definitely grew on me, and it got creepier the more I understood it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different types of horror genres too. I like the psychological horror. Stuff like Hereditary. There's one called I think it's maybe the same director. Don't quote me on that, but have you heard of Midsummer?
Midsummer. That's another one. It's also directed by the guy who did Hereditary.
Okay,
that's one that I that started growing on me as well. And I also showed that to my girlfriend, and we both thought it was really creepy and disturbing.
Yeah, I mean, it was just creepy and disturbing. Because that scares me the most is when I was a kid, maybe these slasher movies might have, got something out of me, but now not so much. But I know I like some cheesy ones. I like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the one with Jessica Biel. I thought was decent.
Oh yeah, I like that one. The original is my all-time favorite. Yeah, the original Chainsaw Massacre.
And what was it, Left Turn or something like that? That was
Wrong
odd.
Turn.
Wrong Turn, yeah.
Yeah.
Wrong Turn. That's just a fun one. I like that one.
No, yeah. Like I haven't really seen any of those movies, but I've heard good things. That's one of my horror franchises I haven't gone through yet.
But Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever?
Cabin Fever. I think yeah.
I've never seen that one. I've seen Cabin in the Woods though. That one was fun.
Cabin in the Woods. I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, where it's like kind of meta, kind of parodies a lot of it. And yeah, I've seen that one. That one was fun.
Yeah, Thor was in it, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, he was funny. Yeah, that movie was good. I could talk all day about horror. I know that's all I know. My roommates, I just talk all day about horror movies.
Yeah, I want to watch Hereditary.
Yeah. I mean, my whole thing has always been slasher films. I've always loved them. Even to this day, I love just the slasher genre. But psychological definitely freaks me out. Like the Babadook, that movie freaked the hell out of me.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
What was funny was I got it recommended to me by a friend who hates horror films. He's either too scared to watch them or they don't scare him at all. So whenever he told me, "Oh, you got to watch the Babadook," it creeped me out. I didn't take his word for it, so I watched it at 1 a.m. home alone with all the lights off. And I was like, oh, this was a mistake.
Yeah.
It actually did scare me. I didn't expect him to give me a movie recommendation that would actually scare the shit out of me, but it did.
Got it. Horror movie that I love horror movies too. And it's in my comedy buddies. We did, thing where we had a video of us, doing reactions while we watched the movie for the first time together. And we watched a movie called, I think it was Lights Off. And I swear to God, that movie irritated the hell out of me. So people's bad decisions in horror movies, and I guess you have to have dumb people for a horror movie. I would like one movie where competent characters. Like if you notice, like this woman turns the light off and sees something, she turns it back on, it's gone. So she turns it back off and she sees it move closer, she turns it back on, it's gone. And she does it like 10 times. Like, how long are you gonna do that before you just get the fuck out of there?
I remember watching that movie in the theater and it's scaring the shit out of me. But no, I agree. Like, in all these horror movies, you gotta have like some dumb decisions to push it forward. Because no real person would stay in that environment. But without that environment, you don't have a movie.
Mhm.
So it's a double-edged sword when writing because you got to really make those characters dumb as hell.
Yeah, yeah, I guess
And,
so.
but you got to make them enjoyable too, so you like root for them.
Yeah,
But
that reminds me. Now I'm thinking of all these movies because I'm a big fan of the genre too. But I really like The Ring. The Ring was good, and I got this one to my tongue that I just I can't remember. I wanted to see the last Halloween movie, but everyone told me not to bother with it. So
I
I don't know.
I personally really liked it. It's really violent, and that's probably why I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just Michael Myers going ape shit and killing like a shit ton of people for like 2 hours, which that's the type of movie I love. So like I had no problem with it. But a lot of people were like, "Oh, the story sucks," and I was like, "I don't care about the story. I want to see Michael Myers kill a bunch of people." So I
Yeah.
mean, really depends on what you're going to see it for. I got what I wanted, but I definitely understand the criticisms. But
Mhm.
I personally loved it.
Yeah. I know The Hills Have Eyes was one of those movies that's really disturbing for me for some reason. Like it was one of those I had to keep covering
Oh,
my
yeah.
eyes.
The original was by Wes Craven, who's like one of my like idols,
Mhm.
like directing. I
Mhm.
just got done watching A Nightmare on Elm Street last night
Mhm.
for like the 80th time. I love that movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, like dude, I could talk all day about horror. Um, so how did you kind of a side note, how did you kind of get your start in like comedy and how did I move on to voice acting?
Well, I know I moved to Chicago. Well, I used to live on technically an island off the coast of North Carolina, and I got kicked off. They gave me 14 days to leave, and so I was in college doing college things. So
Mhm.
I didn't know where to go. And a friend of mine, lived in Chicago from high school. He moved to Chicago, and that's where Second City is. My dream was always to be on Saturday Night Live and do all that stuff. So he's like, come here and go to Second City, take classes, and I said, why not? And just went from there. I mean, I've always wanted to do stand up too, and while I was in Chicago, I thought I'd just try it. So
Yeah.
mm,
Nice, nice. And how
yeah, I
did
have a.
you sorry, go ahead.
I was just say I have a very very funny family. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
No, yeah, that's awesome. So how did you kind of get into like voice acting?
I mean, I guess it was anything entertainment wise. I tried to do and to see if I'd like it or any type
Mhm.
of art thing. Anything but singing. I can't stress enough how terrible I sing. But anything
Same.
I'll try to do. So I figured out why not try it. It's cool. Uh, if
Nice.
if I know I had to take. Well, when I moved here, my agent told me that I need to get rid of my accent, so that kind of blew some confidence there a little bit. She said that, and I quote, she said it sounds ignorant because it was very very southern. So, but times have changed. So I think people can use different types of voices now. I don't know if she just meant for commercial work or whatnot, but in that character work. But especially since the game and whatnot, that I know that I can do character actors instead of just doing commercials with the talk real fast and sell like toothpaste or stuff. If that makes any sense.
No, yeah.
I
That's
mean,
interesting.
it broadens the roles out
Yeah.
more. But when I first started, there was no, I wasn't being sent for character stuff. It was for commercials.
Yeah.
So that kind of stopped me from doing it for a while.
Well, like during your time in Chicago, you seem to have like been kind of doing a lot, writing, stand up, voice acting. What advice would you give to like aspiring like creatives wanting to kind of get more out there and obtain more work and really dive in to like creative endeavors?
Uh, I mean, I'd say number one is don't be afraid to look stupid. I mean, you asked me, did I have to be physical or not when I was doing the voice? I'm in this booth and people are looking at me and I'm making all these, gyrations and stuff. And just when I first started off, I would have never done that. I would have been stuck in my head and too self-conscious, and I probably wouldn't have got the part in the first place. So I mean, you just have to really not worry about what you look like. That's number one. Number two is ask questions. So ask as many questions as you can about something. Get all the information you can so you can do it. Again, when I first started off, I did like if I asked questions in my head, I thought that was a sign of being an amateur or something.
No,
And then that would just, I have anxiety too, but that would just put me in my head and my anxiety would just take over, and then I probably wouldn't get the part or I'd mess it up somehow. But now it's like, don't be afraid to look stupid, and I need to know all the things you want, the facts, and I'm gonna do it a certain way, and then I'm gonna ask you. I mean, typically a director would tell you anyway, but I'm gonna ask. Is that good? Do I need to switch it up? What do you want?
yeah, that's great.
So,
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like on asking like all the questions and stuff because I've dealt with that myself. Is like being afraid to ask a question and then you
yeah.
don't do it right. Oh, you should ask the question.
Yeah,
And getting all anxious in your head and all that. So
yeah.
I totally I've been in that position 100%. So
And you have to understand too. People that are hiring you because they want you to do a good job. So they want you to ask questions if you have any, because or if you're just wasting their time, as well.
Yeah.
If you're just trying to wing it or something. So yeah, just be as honest with that as you can.
No, so one thing I thought would be fun, and this is only the second episode of the podcast, so I might make this a regular thing if if it takes well. I'm gonna do I'm gonna let us answer some fan questions here because I put out on my my Instagram and TikTok, I think on Twitter, but I'm not sure if we really got any questions on Twitter. Just questions, for you regarding, comedy or the character of Montgomery Gator or anything for that matter. So I'm gonna pick 2 from Instagram, 2 from TikTok, if you're down with it. All right, cool. So start out from TikTok. The first question is from someone named Sidon All. They asked, "Did Monty kill Glam Rock Bonnie? I need to know."
I don't think I'm allowed to answer that question. I think we're, someone asked me that question before, and I will say that I think he's definitely capable of doing it. But Monty's also someone that if he did do it, I think he'd be proud and he would let everyone know. I think he would be dragging her body to the pizza place.
There's this whole theory that that's where he got his glasses. Is that he like pushed Bonnie off like a thing and like grabbed the glasses as like a trophy. And I'm like, that's a pretty metal origin story.
It's possible, he's a jealous guy.
Yeah, he is. And then Brandon Brownie asked, what is it like voice acting an entirely new character to the FNAF franchise? Because the franchise is already so deep and established with so much lore and so many recurring characters. I guess what would it be like to be voicing an entirely new face in that franchise?
Oh man, it was great. I mean, I told all my friends about it specifically because he was, is a new character. I remember telling my mom about it. My mom, of course, has no idea what I'm talking about, but he's such a great character too. I mean, it fits. I love the glasses. I love the pink hair.
Yeah,
and just the anticipation too, because like I said, I didn't really anticipate how big. I've always heard of Five Nights at Freddy's. I didn't know how big the fan base was, and so I was very anxious. I was very anxious and very scared at the same time to how people would take to a new character, because I felt like he would. I thought a lot of eyeballs would be on him because he is new. So I was just kind of worried, especially because I was told that I might get a lot of hate mail. So,
I mean, hey, who knows with like the gaming community and all these franchises? Like, it's such a mixed bag with like responses. Like some people say they love Security Breach, and they love like the whole look of the new characters. Other people absolutely hate the game, and so it's like it's a mixed bag. And that's not anything on your performance. I don't think it's just like just fans of an already established thing are going to be picky about what they like. It's like Star Wars, how they have all those new Star Wars movies, and a lot of Star Wars fans hate the new movies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, franchises are just so damn picky on whatever has come on it.
I remember someone making a comment before the game came out and saying that I think a lot of people were expecting him to have an Australian accent, and so I was kind of worried about that as well. Which and then actually an Australian accent kind of makes sense. That actually would have been cool.
I think it was cool the way it was. I think his voice is cool. Now 2 questions from TikTok. Honey Riley says, do you relate to Monty in any way?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
I do. I think so. I think when I'm watching soccer games or when I'm playing the FIFA, I think I can get his crabbiness.
You channel your inner Montgomery whenever you're really competitive.
Yeah, I get just when it comes to the soccer. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You play a lot of FIFA?
I play more than the average person should. I play a lot of FIFA.
No,
and Daisy.
And what?
Daisy.
Oh, Daisy. Oh, no, I've been meaning to check. I need to play more zombie games. I just got back for Blood. I'm back in December. I've played a little bit. It's fun. It reminds me of Left 4 Dead.
Oh yeah, you would. Daisy's my favorite game by far. It's open world survival game, zombies.
I gotta check it out. I've heard Dying Light is also really fun. That's 2 like big survival games I've been meaning to check out for like the last year, but I just haven't. Mm-hmm. Mr. Longfinger asked, what's it like being looked up to and loved by many people? That's sweet.
Well, Mr. Longfinger, my goodness. I don't know. I think you might be looked up more too than I am, Mr. Longfinger. I think you might have some admirers out there yourself.
Really?
But just going on your username alone. But I don't know. Like I said, it takes some getting used to. I guess the thing that's hard is I get a lot of messages and it's just so hard to respond.
Yeah.
And so I kind of, and I don't really check any social media or anything that often to even know. So when I do go see all these messages and I feel bad that I can't get to them. No, someone drew me a really nice picture and I went back to save it, but I got so many messages I couldn't remember who sent it and where it got like lost and so I feel bad whoever that person is that I didn't respond.
Oh. No, that's also why like I wasn't sure how well I would do reaching out to you because I saw he's not very active on social media, and I was like, I hope I get a response. So thank you once again for
no worries.
Circling back and answering to me because I love having you on this podcast. This is great.
All right, great, thank you.
Of course. One more thing. Do you think you could do the Montgomery Gator voice?
Oh man, at the track. Sorry, stand up. I'm trying to sing the lines. He said, "Hey." I did a lot of that during the thing. It was like just 10 minutes of me just going. I know what do I say?
Rock and roll. Somewhere. Is that one of his lines?
What do you say? Rock and roll.
Okay, that was pretty fucking cool.
He did say my favorite one. My favorite line of his was, "Hey kid, come on now." I think that was it. I don't know. I have to get really scratchy with it.
I definitely think with like the lines and the voice, Montgomery Gator probably is one of the scarier animatronics in that game. Because he has such a tough voice.
That's
He has
College.
very sharp teeth. Like, I feel like if any one of them were to kill me, it'd probably be Montgomery Gator, just on pure instinct. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to mess with him.
God. It'd be great if they made a live action movie.
I've heard they're making a FNAF movie. It's still in development.
Hmm.
And that was one of the questions I got was, is Montgomery Gator going to be in the FNAF movie? Are you going to be in the FNAF movie?
It'd be awesome, but I'm assuming if it's already going that they probably already cast it for. Is it animated or is it gonna be live action? Do you know?
I believe it's going to be live action.
Oh, okay. I know there's animated something, but I don't know about live action. That'd be cool. I'm
I
gonna get on that.
I've heard because it's being produced by Blumhouse,
Mm.
which I love that company. They have some great movies, so I'm hoping they deliver on that because I've been waiting on it since I was like, I mean, I've been a fan of the game since I was like in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just interesting.
You gave me something to think about. I'm gonna see if I can't find those folks.
Well, hey, if you have any updates, I'd love to hear them.
Let's see. I'm gonna call my buddy, see if he knows anything.
Yeah, awesome. Well, once again, thank you so much for joining me on Talking Terror. It's been great having you. I hope to do this again sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, go. Yeah, of course. Everyone, go check out Cameron Miller on his socials. If you want me to link anything, let me know. And definitely,
If you want to link my Instagram, that'd be cool. I don't know if you
cool.
have it or not, but
Yeah, I think I have it. Yeah,
cool,
definitely.
sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. You'll give me a follow on Twitter, Instagram. I'll be posting some updates on the podcast and stuff.
Oh,
So yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
thank you.
Hey, have a good one.
I'm gonna go cancel my bank card.
All right.
All right. Later.
All right, have a good one.